Hello, this is day 2 of me starting a new regime, a new mission, a new path, a new routine to heal myself from my plight, my crisis that people who follow me knows about. I've been talking about. Hi, morning. How are you? How are you, white collar? I boiled these eggs. I wanted them to be soft eggs, but they turned out harder. They turned out harder than I needed them to be. I don't even eat that much. Sometimes I'm eating only once a day. Or should I use the same meal? Because I get food from my sister next door, and I save the dinner, some some of the dinner from my like today I have this yam and banana and plantain. It's from last night dinner, so I really don't eat that much. I used to eat a lot. I'm still in Jamaica. I'm still in Cross. Bye. I'm still in Palmer's Cross. All right. See you. after I eat this, I more than likely won't have to eat until dinner time. I've been eating dinner late because I have a whole day, and then I go over to my sister for dinner. So yesterday, after I did my lecture here, I'm wearing the same top. Don't judge me. Judge me if you want to, but I don't care. It's clean. Um. So yesterday, I did a lecture. I spoke about a couple things. I spoke about some family issues, some deep issues, and I spoke about the thing that I did the night before that turned out to be an epic fail for the most part. And I blurted out something that um, I announced something that I found to be true about this brother of mine, and of course they weren't receiving it. They weren't feeling it. My sisters. Today's topic. Morning, bully. Today's topic. I'm not sure what it is yet. Not sure what it is yet. Well, okay, so I'll talk about my mission that I'm on. So, being that I'm here to try to bring out my voice, my higher self's voice, in Jamaica, one reason I'm here. My family decided, the people in that family, my siblings at this point, decided that they don't want to hear it. I tried doing it with them a few times in the meeting. As soon as I start talking, I dissociate and I come out of my center self. Okay, so yesterday I did a better job doing this with looking at the picture of somebody. Let's try that today again. It's not what I'm doing. When I'm looking at myself, sometimes talking, I don't do the best job of talking. So if I'm looking at the picture of, especially if it's a picture of a man that I find hot, then it's like I'm talking to somebody who's listening to me, and the fact that I find him hot, it might be, it could intimidate me, but it's a good way to face the intimidation, and at the same time it feels like somebody's listening. But this has been my life anyway. My life has been in a state where only fake people have been my audience, and I've been not. I don't want to say that because there's people who follow me and there's people who listen to me, and on Instagram or not Facebook, YouTube, because really YouTube. When I'm doing live, there's like a select, at least there's like 5 to 6 people 5 to 6, 5 to maybe 8 people that generally comes on. Even though I have almost 200 subscribers. I mean, listen, when you're not putting yourself out there, you're hiding. And as I am right now, I'm still hiding. I'm getting to a better place. But even getting to this better place, I feel a kind of a weirdness, something telling me that, I feel something telling me that, because I'm not seeing the numbers right away, that the numbers won't ever come. And that's frustrating because, this is why one time I said I feel as though I'm borderline, because I heard from a very good source that people were borderline in the moment when they're not seeing things happening in the moment. It's like they cannot. Calling it not having patience is not the term. It's like a disorder of you cannot function. You can't in the moment. You have to see things have to be really going almost perfectly. So if you're borderline, if you're dealing with a significant other, and that person is not attending to you constantly, as soon as they leave the scene, as soon as they hang up the phone or stop texting you, you swear to God they're gone forever. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe this is not a symptom of borderline. This could be really a symptom of just living in this life and going through trauma, and every trauma is going to be similar for people. It's going to affect people differently based on numbers and based on how sensitive the person is, and just how traumatized they are, as to what degree. And so it could be just a symptom of that. It could be a symptom of of being in the moment and cannot hang on, and can't feel like people are going to be with you. You're going to be attended to, and you're going to get back what you think you're losing, or it's like a belief that whenever somebody is temporarily gone, it feels like they're permanently gone. And that now that I'm thinking about it, it could be a symptom of a trauma of abandonment for sure, neglect for sure. I mean, every trauma causes the same trauma effect to different degrees. I think what I'm saying is, it's like, but if you're dealing with physical abuse, then you're dealing with some level of a sense of abandonment. I don't want to digress because this is all I do. So I'm just saying that could cause that. Um, it could just be anybody who's traumatized, which is everybody in the world, have this problem to some degree. To the degree you have it to is to the extent that the symptoms are going to be more overt. So if you see somebody and they're calm and they're just waiting, it doesn't mean they don't have the same problem you have. It's just to a different degree. It's not so much to the point where it's causing you to not be able to function. Some people are more functional with the same traumas and the same effects of the same traumas. They don't have it as much, but it's still playing out in their personality to some degree. And I'm having a struggle here with next topic. I'm having a struggle with my looks. I feel like My hair is like, I appreciate my hair as it is, and I appreciate that I have hair, and the fact that I have a whole lot of hair. Right now, I don't have a whole lot of hair because I've lost hair, and it's not as tall or big or long as it used to be because I lost hair and because I've cut it off. I had cut my hair off. Um, I cut my hair off a year ago, maybe more than a year ago, and it grew back, and then it grew back pretty long. But I've been losing hair, and then well, this is good length. Black people, you know what I'm talking about here. When you stretch your hair, this is the actual length of the hair. But you let it go, and then it frizzes back up, and like that's black people hair for you. So um, I'm having issues with feeling less than pretty. Um, the stress of being here and what I've been through since I've been here has caused me to be my looks to be fluctuating. If you look in some of my other videos, maybe you won't see it, but I see it. I look more relaxed in the face. I look cuter to me. Um, and I don't wear a crap load of makeup, so it's not like I was wearing more makeup then than I'm wearing even now. It's pretty much the same amount of makeup. Everything I do for makeup is just my eyebrows and eyeliner and some foundation. That's it. That's it. And that's probably all I'm gonna ever do because I hate lipstick. I hate eyeshadow. I hate blush. I don't want that color on my face. I just like to keep it simple. Really, I don't think I need these things. And it's crazy because I like the look of contact lens and I like the look of fake eyelashes. But I just don't want all that on my face. My eyelashes are long for the most part. They just curl up. Um, I may be able to do a eyelash look with mascara, but it gets messy sometimes. But I I I like the long eyelash look. It's so beautiful, but I just don't want all that makeup, and I could call it makeup because it's makeup on my face. It's just too much. Um, but my hairline has been compromised. One reason is over the years I used to do perms, and when I did these perms, I would I would try to like touch it up before the rest of the hair is is being redone. So if you're a black person, or should I say, if you're not a black person, you don't understand what I'm talking about. This natural hair that we have, we use this relaxer cream substance. It's called a relaxer to put in your hair, and it straightens the hair permanently. But of course, your hair is not that texture, so it grows out, and so more of this texture here, natural texture, comes out. Then you have to redo it at the roots. And what I would do is before I redo the whole hair at the root, I couldn't wait to have that nice laid look, so I would touch up the edges, and and sometimes I would get burned, and this substance burns, okay, burns the shit out of you. If you want to know how much it burns, you could watch the movie Malcolm X, Spike Lee, Malcolm X, and he had it in his hair, and Denzel Washington character, he had it in his hair, and he found out that there was no running water coming through, and it was burning so bad, he had to wash it out in the toilet bowl. This is how bad it burns. So I don't know if that really happened in real life in Malcolm X's real life, but maybe it did. I don't know. I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. Spike Lee would have put something like that in the movie if there wasn't some truth to it. So So, that would cause my hairline to be compromised. Now I look at the mirror and I'm like, fuck, why did I ever used to do that? That self-hatred was a bitch, wasn't it? It really was. And it was self-hatred because I just could not. And I had a good hairline. My hairline came down here and then around here. It was so cute and so pretty. Now, the only thing I could do, I can't wait to see if it's going to grow back. Um, I hate what I would have to do to see if it's going. What I would have to do to see if it's going to grow back is pretty much is is I'm pushing around because of a panic and anxiety attack that I'm going through, trying to speak through my higher self. It's not coming through greatly now, but the tone that I'm speaking in is a start. It's a good start. The tone that I'm using. So I would have to wait for it to grow out, and for me to do that, I would have to keep this hairstyle forever. That's, to me, I don't want to do. I want to wear this like once a week out of the month. The rest of the month, I'm wearing either a ponytail, a natural ponytail, and then I have wigs or weave, long, straight, or curly, because I love long hair. I don't want to wear this permanently. It could be like I don't know. Not years ago, this year, I was wearing a lot of ponytails. I'll catch it up and put on like this nice, natural looking ponytail. And I think that was helping my hairline. But what I would do is I would tie it with this bandana kind of thing. It's not a bandana. In Jamaica, they call it a tie head. A tie head. You tie your hair with it to maintain your hair some kind of way. And so I'll put that on, and then that would stifle and suffocate my hairline. So that was not really like conducive to the whole trying to grow out my hairline. I also believe that my hairline will not grow back because the burning itself pretty much damaged the hair follicles. And it's almost like when you get a burn on your skin and it's permanent. There's no hair growing there, you know what I mean? Because the hair roots follicles has been damaged permanently. So it's really affecting the way I feel about myself. I look back on some of my older videos and my face looks slim, and then I'm like, oh my god, I look so pretty. And then since I came here, the people here thinks that I'm not as pretty as I used to be, which hurts. That hurt. The way they look at me, you know what they're thinking. And my face has changed to an extent. Something very strange happened to me about in 2014 or 2015. I had stopped looking in the mirror because I was having, my mental, emotional self-esteem issues. And I kind of neglect my face and neglect myself, thinking, I was assuming it was a way for me to heal, but it really made things worse. And I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize myself. But my look started to come back after I started to take care of my face again, take care of my skin again on my face, starting to look in the mirror again for the most part. So, and the fact that I'm very sensitive, I have a sensitive body. When you have a sensitive body, really bad things happen to you easily, but really good things happen to you easily because you're so sensitive. Meaning that in this case, stop. In this case, stop it, please. In this case, whatever you're going through is going to affect your looks very easily. But when you make a change and start to do things to yourself differently, it affects your looks in a positive way easily too. you just have to trust it, because we tend to think negative as human beings. So we and I already just explained that whenever something is going on with me, I think it's gonna be permanent. I feel as though um, right now, in general, negative emotions have a way to make people feel like it's gonna last forever, and you're the only one going through it. Neither of these things are true, but when you're in it, it's like you don't know the difference. You don't know. And one reason is, now I could really try to tap into my higher self to get this knowledge. One reason is, now I'm really worried. What happened? Why can't I find the deep stuff to share? Yesterday I was doing really good around there. Fuck. I cannot take the stress. One reason is, the universe. Yeah. I think, any amount of distraction that I use, I have a distraction that I indulge in. That is also like an addiction. And whenever I go and do it, it really messes with my consciousness. It really causes blockages, and I can't find back my higher self streaming through me to speak. Okay, so the universe is a system that, okay, the universe is a photoreflective system, quantum reality, space-time. Doubt. This is me speaking when whatever comes to me to speak. When you do this, this is an exercise to speak out what is blocking you. So whatever is blocking you, either speak on the feeling, the sensation, the trigger, the situation, and any thought that comes in your head, you just say it out. Like if I'm looking at book, cup, keyboard, person on my screen, um, looking at a tree, looking away because I'm trying to avoid being present. I feel a blankness inside here, something telling me that I won't remember what I need to remember. It feels like it's permanent because that problem I have, and I have it severely. Thought that I won't get views, thoughts that thoughts that I don't have time left to do this career. Thought that if that's the case, I'm probably gonna die. Thoughts that I'm gonna get even uglier and die. Thoughts that thoughts that okay, now the thought that I'm having is that people commenting, agreeing in the comment section um, that I can get uglier or that I'm ugly will affect me. Thoughts that okay, I just looked at the word mind expert, cup, floor, anxiety. I'm twitching around because of anxiety. Why do why does why do we feel like the emotion is gonna last forever? It was that the last forever topic that I was on. I was talking about something lasting forever. I don't remember. Okay, the thoughts I'm having now is I want to live longer in this life and to get the success I've always wanted. I don't want to die. I don't want my purpose of not moving with my purpose to cause me to die. thought that me hiding myself was always a thing before the psychic attack. Psychic attack attacks you by attacking anything that was already there, any trauma that was already there, whether it's a big trauma or a small trauma, depending on the nature of the psychic attack. If somebody send you a psychic attack for you to go broke, it's probably gonna attack your most dominant um, uh, trauma as it relates to the working in tandem with the psychic attack itself. Meaning, if somebody wants you to go broke and not make any more money, what they do is they send out these entities, these negative energies towards you with the intention to cause you to not make money anymore. And it plugs itself into, if you've had some issues with, let's say, the only thing that's coming to me right now is like shyness. I use this example already with the same topic before, but it's the only thing that's coming to me now. If you've always had that problem, it plugs itself into the trauma level of what's causing the shyness, and it amplifies it. Because in the Bible, they speak of the demon of this and the demon of that, because it's true. Every negative trait that we have, every negative aspect of our personality, and also any negative uh, emotion root personality thing that we have is going to mirror the spirit world. It's mirroring the spirit world. And so there's a demon of your social anxiety. Okay, there's a demon of everything related to the social anxiety, directly or indirectly. There's a demon of, like they say, the seven deadly sin. There's a demon of lust, there's a demon of greed, there's a demon of envy and jealousy, and there's a demon of every aspect of trauma that makes up those things. Okay, because in this universe, there's just infinity. It's just infinite amount of possibilities, infinite amount of energy form that energy could take, that ultimately affects our lives. So you have an entity coming in, and it's attaching itself to am I speaking too low because I don't want people to hear me? It's attaching itself to whatever trauma that was causing the shyness. Now, how does it do this? Now, what I could choose to do is, let me get a pen and try to get elaborate. Spend time being elaborate about shit. Woo-hoo. 11:11. That's my alarm for 11:11. I'm wondering if I should take it off because, whether it's a authentic 11:11, I want my 11:11 to be authentic. So how does this work? How does this work by these demons plugging itself into your trauma? Okay, so your trauma field becomes a part of your energy field, and then there's the emotion level, the trauma level. I don't know if these levels or these bodies within your body would be one of these that I just listed represents what somebody like Eckhart Tolle would call the pain body. Is the pain body the same as the trauma body? Is it the same as the emotion body? Really, you could really put all of them in perspective and therefore understand and work with them as separate entities, because the pain from the trauma itself is its own perspective, is its own um, it has its own existence, let's put it that way, or its own, you could put it into perspective separate of the trauma, of course. But yeah, you could totally do that because, like I said, this universe is infinite, energy is infinite. You know, you could really understand them. It's almost like I don't want to use the word spectrum, but it's just like a spectrum of what you are, different layers of what you are, of every aspect of you. So electromagnetism now, it gathers and attracts energy. So how is when you come into this life without any trauma, how did the trauma, how did you attract the trauma? I mean, you attract the trauma by choosing the trauma coming in, but I'm not going to explain in details that layer of it. But your energy field in and off your body is existing there, and because everything is held together by electromagnetism now, it's attracting and pulling towards it energy that is going to represent anything that you're supposed to feel. So if you come into this life, you come into this life with a chakra system and an energy field that is connected to the chakra system, and the thoughts you have and the experiences that you have that causes negative thoughts are causing trauma, and the trauma itself, it's going to gather. um I can't tell you where, as far as a physical location where it gathers, but it's somewhere in and around the chakra system that it resonates with. So the trauma itself is doing that. So if you had a trauma related to self-esteem, which all your traumas will be related to self-esteem, it's going to gather somewhere around here, around your solar plexus area. And so that trauma body is going to be existing in whatever a trauma body is, meaning that the electromagnetic force is going to be um, attracting and pulling in, or pulling, I don't want to say in because there's no definite direction or location that this energy form takes. So um, this energy system, which is um, your electromagnetic energy field within your and off your body, is what is known as a law of attraction, is comprised of magnetism, and the magnetism aspect is all about pulling things, so attracting things. So now we're dealing with we're dealing with I just had a thought of something. We're dealing with, energy that pulls energy towards it. So whatever negative thought itself is its own energy. But the electromagnetic system is intelligent enough. I don't want to use it that term because it suggests that it has this outside um, understanding of itself. And I'm not saying it doesn't either, but I don't want to explain it that way. It pulls in whatever elements it takes, whatever elements that is made up of, as in elements, as in not atoms, but there might be some atoms there. I mean, atoms, when you're speaking of atoms, you're talking about the simplest, smallest aspect of physicality. Okay, if we're not talking about non-physical, because I don't think anything is non-physical. I think every everything that exists in life is ultimately physical. So 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 you have so this magnetic system is pulling the elements that whatever elements it takes, and I'm assuming these are not physical elements, not even at like an atomic level. Yeah, so because we can't really locate the whatever trauma is inside of you. You can't really locate it. It's not something physical that is there that you could touch. So it's going to be made up of these non-physical elements that is pulled into your body with via your energy field, i.e., your electromagnetic field, and it gathers somewhere around the particular chakra system that it resonates with. All chakra systems are connected, meaning not gonna really go into some deep stuff. It's exciting. It's a challenge. It's painful. All these chakra systems are connected. So like I said, all of your problems are gonna be all of your all your traumas is gonna be related to self-esteem some kind of way. Because your self-esteem is the root of all your problems. So um, oh, this is my panic attack that I'm choosing to show on camera because the shame of it is causing more shame, which is causing more pain and more trauma. I need water to speak. So I'm having fun, even though it's painful. So all the chakra systems are connected, meaning when we're talking about your center here, your solar plexus here, self-esteem is just a center for self-esteem, sense of power, or powerlessness for that matter. Since we're speaking of the more negative things now, which some people might have a problem with that, speaking with the more negative things because we should only be positive. We should only be positive if we can, but it's not that easy. Negative exists for a reason. I digress. So if you're dealing with self-esteem, you're dealing with here things are affecting you here, and so you're dealing with a situation where if you're if you have a self-esteem issue about a powerlessness issue, same thing really, about speaking your truth. How convenient, because I mean when you're going through something, it's easier for you to use yourself as an example. That's one reason. It's the closest thing to my mind. I can't really, I suck at coming up with examples, period. I suck at that, and that's a problem I'm having. So um so my sister asked me to do some Aki stuff out there. If they were already ox out, as they call it in Jamaica, out of the shell that it's in, I could have just sit here and clean them up for her. Um, I hate when people gaslight me. She gaslit me earlier about because um, she asked me to do that for her, and I told her I can't do it now. She's like, when can you ever do something people ask you to do? And I'm like, when did you ever ask me to do something that I said I couldn't do? She's basing that on a very similar a very similar issue where the brother that lives here asked me to clean up Aki's again, and I told him that I couldn't do it that day. I didn't say I couldn't do it at all. I said I could not do it that day. He took it personal. Oh, well, I'll do it myself because of the. Oh, okay. Well, I'm somebody that plans my day ahead of time. Because I have so much anxiety issues, I cannot just do things all willy nilly. I have to structure my day on a very strict routine and follow the order as I go. So when people want me to do shit, you gotta ask me a day in advance at least. Okay, so he took it personal, and then they take it and run with it, and oh, she don't do anything people ask me to do, which is this is the first time he's asking me to do things. People gaslight you and tell you that you are a certain way based on something that is happening one time or maybe two time with you that is negative. That they think is to be negative, because sometimes people want, when they have something against you, they want to continue to label you as the bad guy in that way, and they gaslight you with it. They label you as a bad guy because they want to continue to have negative things to say about you, to divert from the real meat of the issue they're really having with you. They don't want to go there and deal with it, because if they go there and deal with the real issue they're having with you, they're going to see a mirror of themselves. Okay, they're going to see that it's really them, or both of you, most of the time both, that they have a role to play in the way they feel about you. Meaning they're gonna see things like, they're gonna look at their dark side. There's gonna be a reflection of, let's say, jealousy, a reflection of feeling threatened by you in some way, resentment, um, a feeling of, I mean, these are most of the times these are the issues people are having in families, especially. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so because they don't want to go to the root of the see that the issue that they're having with you could be mostly related to the way, to their own pain and their own shadows and their own darkness, because they want to be good and believe that they're the good ones. So they don't want to see what role they're playing in their own resentment towards you. So what they do is that whenever they get to tell you that you're a terrible person, they tell you that, and they gaslight you about you. They sometimes embellish lies. In this case, there was no lies being embellished per se, but they will add more to plenty. And this psychotic brother that I have in that lives in Florida, he's the king of that, or should I say the queen? Anyway, let me stop. He's not gay. He's not gay at all. I just said that based on some other things related to his personality and him not being manly in certain areas of his life. But as far as his sexuality, he's not gay. At least not that I've seen. So yeah, so they throw it in your face, and they allow those negative things to take up so much space in their own minds about you. So they plaster all that negative shit on your personality, on your being, on your image, to and they hold on to it and say that this is how you are, because they don't want to go to the root of the issue, to see that really they have a deeper problem with you that has very little to do with you and more with them and the way they feel about you based on the way they feel about themselves. So yeah, so I digress. I was saying that um, if you're having an issue with powerlessness relative to speaking, the powerlessness aspect is right here in your solar plexus area. As a gathered trauma that is emitting negative emotions, the trauma itself is going to be something like feeling like abandonment. The abandonment trauma is existing in an abandonment layer, whatever that would look like. Trauma, abandonment, energy would look like or be like in your body. That causes those trauma, the trauma energy is not the emotion, not necessarily, should I say, the emotion layer of it. The emotion, the trauma the trauma energy aspect is emitting negative emotions like fear, um, powerlessness, um, what else? I cannot come up with examples. I suck at coming up with examples. That's just been my life. Jesus Christ. And so, and so, the emotion aspect is you feel those things in yours, and you feel them in your stomach area. You feel this weakness, or sometimes this big ball of this knot in your stomach area, because your self-esteem is, and your sense of power has been compromised some kind of way. And that's it. And so because you have this powerlessness relative to, what did I say, neglect better than abandonment. I mean, abandonment has seeds of neglect inside of it, but neglect is more of a thing that would affect the way you speak, or the lack thereof. So, oh shit. Some matches, and I'm sweating in here, and when matches get wet, it don't work. Okay, so I was trying to demonstrate why all chakras are connected, and maybe would be this would be the name of the name of this lecture video. The thought I'm having right now is that I need to, if I ever I get around my family, this whole thing that I'm doing to get my voice out to them is to be able to do it in a more spontaneous way, in a way where I don't have to structure it, and because that's what I have to do in a meeting. The whole idea is to be able to speak my truth. When they ask me questions, just come up with an answer. So the whole thing that I'm doing is to release the fear that is blocking me from being able to do that when I'm around them. Last night something came up to me that there's just this web of this woozing web of negative energy that comes over me whenever I have to talk to them. So if I could remember that signature energy and go into it whenever, hold on. I hope you can hear me over this fan. It's very loud. I cleaned it yesterday. Maybe it's louder because, I don't know, something's in it. I don't know. The opposite should be true. Um, I forgot what I was saying just now. But to go back to the topic, if you're having an issue with powerlessness, as far as speaking your voice, you can't feel like you can't speak. The trauma is behind their emitting negative emotions like fear, apprehension. Apprehension is not a emotion. It's the reaction of an emotion. It's the reaction of the fear. But you still be experiencing that in your body. Anyway, the fear of speaking is what the trauma itself is emitting. And the emotion, fear and whatever other emotions are coming out of fear it's having its own layer, and this own layer is body layer. Emotion body layer. This is too loud. Hold on. Emotional body layer. That's better. And so now we're dealing with a situation where um, this fear is is um, is extending to the area of your throat chakra. So there will be, I'm assuming, a trauma body, maybe, or maybe just an emotional body that is in and off your throat chakra, because the throat chakra is what is governing your ability to speak. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking certain thoughts that are making me look crazy. I'm tired of waiting, anticipate, I need you this time. There's this video I need to make about um, Black people and beauty and purpose. I hate having to have to do these kind of videos. My whole thing is this thing that I'm doing right now, a live thing, is ideal. It's just that I have a vision of being able to create videos that will include animation. I digress again, I'm sorry. That will include animation, and it will show it's going to be designed, they're going to be designed to demonstrate in a more practical, physical way how emotion, energies in the universe function and interact with one another. This vision I have has been a vision for many years now. The idea of me not being able to ever do it because of what might happen to me because of not being able to become my actual self in front of people scares me. Now I'm in a what feels like the worst situation ever, because here I am with family. It's not the worst because I could leave this right now and go and attract people that will want to literally murder me for wanting to speak this way. So it could get worse. I mean, it could always get worse. So there's always something worser than your worse. Your worse that you're experiencing, or there's a worser out there, right? Right now, I'm getting mixed messages about purchasing a flight to leave here. I'm getting messages telling me to wait and to be patient. But at the same time, I'm getting messages saying I should go. But this is how the universe works. Whatever energy is going on with you, when you're indecisive, this is your life, right? And this is everybody's life to some degree. You'll get mixed messages because you have a part of yourself is pulling you this direction. The next one is pulling you this direction, and they want different things. And you want only one thing. You know what you want, but you might have a fear that is apprehensive about taking certain steps, and so it's keeping you stuck into doing, or should I say, not doing certain things. So that stuckness could be whatever is telling me to wait or go, depending on if going represents me escaping something, and if waiting means that I'm also escaping something. So I could go, and that could be escapism, as in I'm trying to escape having to have to talk to my family and become myself in front of them. Or I could wait could be an escapism, as in I'm ready now to go and do different things, and there's a different opportunity out there, but I'm apprehensive and doubtful that this is going to be what I need to do So these, so I don't know which is the escapism and which is actual intuition sending me the right direction, and that's causing suffering for me. I don't know if wait is what I should do or go is what I should do. This has been my life forever, and it's always been making my life a living hell. A living hell. There's certain things telling me that, I'm out of time. And then there's people telling me there's no such thing as being out of time. That's not true. Because if the end of the world comes now, you're out of time. Um, now the thought I'm having is I'm worried that at some point I'm going to click on this video and see that part where I said you're out of time. And it will mean that I'm out of time. That would be its own sign to me that I'm out of time. And then I keep saying the term out of time, and I hate that term. It's so threatening to me. So I'm just getting these mixed messages. Anyway, I had a whole topic that I was talking about, and I need to stop this digressing shit because I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a good look. Just to go back to the topic I'm thinking if I go to some other part of the country and sit on a mic, I feel like it will start out rusty, like what I just did started out rusty. But if I sit and did the same thing, where I started to label all my thoughts that come to me to clear my headspace, eventually I will get to I will get to a place of being more balanced, and people will come and listen. And even if they don't listen the first couple of times because it's rusty, then they'll come and listen eventually. The thing about it is that I better not go to a place where now I'm thinking I shouldn't go to that place I wanted to go. Just that the place I wanted to go, I know I could get a place to live there, to stay there until I get on my feet to get my own place. But this other place that I could go, I could get on the mic and speak, and there is no permit. I don't need a permit. Just that I need a permit, right? I need a permit at this other place where I could get somewhere to stay to speak. I would have to have $60, 60 US dollars, to test it out for 3 days, 3 consecutive days. 3 consecutive days is what I would need. I would need $60 because the permit is $20. Anyway, so I still don't know if there is a trauma body behind the chakra. Maybe all of our trauma location is still here, and whenever it resonates with whatever chakra system it resonates with, the emotion body aspect of it will locate itself around that area. That's what is coming to me now, because when I'm thinking of it, my because the way my intuition works is I see things, I hear things, I feel things, I sense things. This is more of a sensing thing. I'm not sensing a trauma body around here or here. I'm sensing most of this trauma body around here and coming up here. And when you think about it, this is where you feel most of your emotions. You're feeling it mostly in here. And then sometimes you get things in your arms, you get weakness in your arms if you're dealing with things like nervousness. Nervousness coming from fear, apprehension, and then you get sweaty palms. And this is how the non-physical manifests itself physically. So yeah, the thought I'm just having now is next year is going to be a worse year than the past 2 years. I hate to say it, but this is what I'm feeling. You could go back into my, I think it was a live stream. I hope I didn't delete it because I deleted a couple. And I did predict something for 2020. I think in 2019 or maybe 2017, 2018. I think I was doing live stream back then. They were choppy and terrible, as if these still don't need improvement. I've come a long way. I need to remember where I'm coming from and be thankful for where I am. And this thankful energy will take me even further and higher and better. But if what I'm about to say don't happen, because the energy that I'm getting right now is that next year is going to be terrible. Next year is going to be even worse than 2020 and 2021, as in restrictions and lockdowns and shit. And everybody's going to be like, oh, what happened to this vaccine? Isn't it supposed to free us? No, they want us locked down forever. Um, so whatever freedom we were getting in this year is going to be taken away. This is a prediction. This is an assumption that based on what I'm feeling. I don't know for absolute sure that this will happen. But back to what I was saying, like my intuition is there's a sensing, feeling, and sometimes intuition or what you sense is a combination of things you're seeing and sensing, or feeling, and feeling is sensing. What I'm trying to say is sometimes intuition comes to us just by sensing, and sometimes the sensing is a combination of more than one intuitive. Um, the sensing will mostly be related to feeling and something else. It's a feeling and hearing, feeling and seeing, feeling and knowing. See, that's the biggest part of my. I'm a knower. I tend to receive information from my higher self coming down to my this right here. And so okay, so right now I seem like I'm getting some intuitive message to leave and not try to bring out my higher self to my family. I do think I still need a challenge of trying to do so as best as I can. Anyway, so I'm not, I'm not, I'm not sensing a trauma body here or here. When we get headaches because of things we're thinking and things we're experiencing and things we're feeling emotionally, I'm not getting that the headaches are, there's a trauma body there. I feel like the emotion itself, when it comes to here, what I'm sensing right now, there's no emotion coming up here really. And in feeling we're having, it's gonna be based on feeling itself, sensing, intuitive, something we're sensing with our third eye, and that's more intuition. Whatever negative thing we're feeling, like a headache, it's mostly triggered by something down here that's extending up here, and it merges somewhere. It merges somewhere in your body. Um, at some point in your body, I feel like that is more either under here or up here. of your body, not necessarily a chakra center, really. There is a point where if you're getting a headache, it's more of emotions um, translating, or should I say, going into a physical, affecting your cells physically, and extending to whatever blood pressure issue that causes a headache or a throat ache, throat issue, sinuses, having a cold, that kind of stuff. So we mostly feel emotions in here. Sometimes we feel things like a knot in our throat, but that's not really coming from a trauma either. It's emotions, and the strongest emotions are going to be felt around the areas where the trauma bodies are backing it up. These trauma bodies, um, let's say there's there's it, most of it or them is resonating around the solar plexus, close to the heart chakra down here area. Mostly solar plexus is what I'm getting intuitively. And so, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I totally forgot. So while I'm tapping into um, all these things, the information starts to pour in, and right now I feel like, what do I need to do to get information relative to social issues. Now, I have this information inside of me as just a part of my wisdom capacity and my knowledge capacity. But of course, trauma caused it to be blocked up, by blocking thoughts and blocking energy from blocking thoughts. The thoughts I'm having right now is women who want people, but women who want attention for being the best, or in this case, the best looking woman. This is a topic that's coming up just because it's a thought that just crossed my head based on what I'm looking at on the computer screen now. These women want attention, and they don't want a half-ass attention. They don't want to be just right? They want to be the best. In this case, the best looking, because there's so much emphasis placed on looks when it comes to women. So much of our worth is based on looks and youth, but mostly looks, because there's so many men that would rather put up with a attractive older woman than a unattractive younger woman. So it's definitely mostly looks. So if you are good looking, and or you know how to make yourself good looking, um, I'm one of these people who I vacillate between my perception of myself as being good looking versus making myself good looking. I don't feel like I'm good looking always. When I wake up in the morning, I look terrible. I look terrible. But then I put on a little makeup, and then I know what to do with my hair, and I know what clothes to put on, and then I feel like I'm glowing sometimes. So there are times in my life where I look in the mirror and I feel like without makeup, I'm like, okay, I'm all right. And then sometimes I'm like, I look pretty cute without makeup. And then, like this morning, I felt terrible. No, I felt okay-ish. That was not this morning. Maybe yesterday morning, I felt like I looked terrible. It all depends on how you sleep and how sensitive you are. When you're really sensitive, like I said before in this video, I think, you will be, you will be, you will be, you'll get ugly really easily, and you get pretty really easy because you're so sensitive that you, whatever you're going through, it easily pulls, and you're so easily affected by whatever you're going through, it affects your looks when you're really sensitive. So, I'm like this guy here. Um, I forget I'm on camera and then I'm here acting a fool. Ah, yeah. So these women, they want. Okay, he's distracting me too much. I didn't even realize I was that much attracted to him. This is the picture of a man that I keep on the screen so I can talk and feel like somebody's watching me to release some of the nervousness of people watching me. So these women, they want attention and they want full attention from every man. They don't want to mess around and have somebody not find them hot. I forgot what the point I was trying to make with that topic. Anyway, a personal topic here. I still don't know. I still don't know if I should I. I'm thinking about remarrying my ex-husband. We still are communicating. He's a mess. I'm wondering if I should do that. Something just came to. I was watching this clip last night from this Fox News. It seemed like he's a comedian. I don't remember his name, but it seemed like he had a segment in his thing where he's like, "Everything is racist." I don't remember the joke itself, but I just know it was funny and it made me laugh. I don't trust myself to crack a good joke anyway. Even if I'm cracking somebody else, I just feel like I'm gonna like it's gonna fall flat, and people are gonna laugh at how flat it fell, and they're gonna laugh at how not funny it is. You ever heard a joke so not funny that you laugh at how not funny it is? So yeah, it's crazy how I came here in Jamaica thinking that my whole family is gonna turn against me based on who I'm becoming and based on who I am. And I felt for sometimes I feel like it's gonna be terrible. Other times I'm like, maybe it won't be that bad. But I came here with feeling some kind of high hopes. Turns out it's a million times more terrible than I thought it would have ever been. I mean, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I've not done it yet fully. Um, I still don't know that the success that I'm not getting. You may have saw my bra just now. The success that's not coming in is due to something I still have to do with them. They don't want it. This could just very well be a point in my life where I run out of chances. and I still have to find a way to make it work. Running out of chances. There's always alternative ways. Only I don't know if whatever move I make is going to be the right move to make. I literally feel like I will drop dead if I ever have to speak to my family a certain way. If I ever have to use this tone and use the highest level knowledge that there is. My aim is to, like I said before in this video, my aim is to get to a point as soon as they ask me one question, I could just answer them. Or tell them, listen, let me get back to you with an answer and give them an authentic answer from my expert higher self point of view and not water it down so they won't feel threatened or I won't see them feeling. Um, it's like I watch people's energy and I could feel, because I'm so sensitive, I feel people's feelings and I sense their feelings and I know what their expression mean. Now they gaslight me because they don't know this about me and because I'm not good at conveying this to them because I can't be my full self to them. They think they're fooling me. They think they don't realize that whatever they're feeling and seeing, that I see it and I sense it. Like you could really, there's hardly any expression that you could come up with on your face that I don't know what it means. And that sounds like it's something that pretty much anybody could do. And anybody could do it if they learn how to really read these things. But I'm telling you, there's certain expressions or the lack thereof that um, people um, carry. And it's not even about an expression. It's more like a demeanor. Not even a demeanor. A these negative thoughts coming to me, boy. I don't know. I have zero people watching. It's very disheartening. I have zero people watching. Yesterday and the day before and the time before, I posted on Instagram and zero people liked anything. I don't know. It makes me feel like the time that I'm in right now, I've gotten to a place where I can no longer manifest. I don't see why that would be a thing. That would be the truth. This is what I'm talking about. If you could see this, I have 800 followers right now. The numbers keep falling right below 800 and going up right above 800 on Instagram. And only like maybe 10 people communicate with me. And I used to get likes, and maybe a month ago, when I would post things, I would get, I think this one time I got maybe almost 20 likes on something. But it never goes above, it doesn't go above for months, for years now. It have not been above 800 followers. It's just like stuck there. And it's representing a stuckness that I'm not sure what is it I need to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to become myself. But in this moment, still, I'm still doubting it.
Zeros all the way.
Okay, I'm gonna end this stream. Okay, so right now I'm feeling like a little disheartened because, I mean, I haven't had many people watching my videos ever, but now it's zero, and then Instagram is zero. And it just feels like all my chances to ever manifest the life I want is gone now. And the only thing I'm manifesting is something really bad, really big and really bad, like death or jail or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna end it.